Hello again, everybody. Zach Attack is here with my WWE Raw review for the night, August 27th, 2012. Over the night's Raw, no 3-hour Raw down the drain. Just another. Okay, I think the crowd in Wisconsin sucked tonight, although they were right on a couple things, which I'll address in this review. Over night's Raw is kind of another mixed bag for 3-hour Raws. You still gotta get the hang of it. Still not a lot of action. Some okay things, some crappy things. Once again, main event was kind of a downer until the ending. There was one good part of the match when it was not PG anymore. So there you go. On with the show, starting off with Jerry the King Lawler. Then we saw what happened last week when CM Punk kicked the hell out of Jerry Lawler after Punk wanted Jerry Lawler to apologize for making his comment about Punk turning his back on the WWE Universe at Raw 1000. Where Punk didn't turn his back on the WWE Universe then, he did now. He did tonight. For damn sure, in my opinion. This heel turn is now 100%. You've been teasing the heel turn. Last week's kick against Lawler was the seed that kind of make the transformation from good guy to heel complete. Tonight was the exclamation point. So anyway, like I said, Jerry King Lawler was talking about Punk. If you want respect, why didn't you kick a guy from behind in the back of the head like he did to me last week? Punk, you want an apology from me last week. I want an apology from you this week. So Punk came out saying, I'm not going to apologize for doing my job. It's all about respect. Disrespect to me. Blah, blah, blah. I'm the champ. You just a Hall of Famer who got in the Hall of Fame for beating up nobodies in Memphis. Of course, Lawler took offense to it, got quote unquote punked out by CM Punk, according to Michael Cole. As Punk was challenging King to fight him. If Punk challenged him for the night, that wouldn't be the pay-per-view, like I feared on my attack line today. King said he would think about it. Well, King thought about it, and that would be our main event for the evening. CM Punk against Jerry the King Lawler in a all-active main event match. The fans will have to choose between a steel cage match, a no DQ match, or a forgot the other match. It was steel cage, no DQ, and I forgot the other match. Tables match. That was it. Tables match. I would have preferred no DQ, but we'll see what the fans will choose for the main event stipulation later on in the evening. Now, our first match, which was Jack Swagger, who's been going down a downward spiral, or he went downward, as his opponent was Ryback. But Ryback had the victory. It was an okay opener. Swagger did have some offense in. He did try his moves, including his big splash, but after Ryback blocked the big splash from the corner, Ryback became the monster that he is, eating up Swagger. Was doing his jackhammer move. March 1, 2, 3. So Swagger gets another loss. Ryback eats up another victim and eats another victory. Feed him more, indeed. Ryback the Beast. Ending his feud with Jinder Mahal last week. At least it wasn't a jobber tonight. It wasn't, well, you know what I mean. It was a name jobber, like Swagger, not a local jobber. So Swagger goes down further, and Ryback goes up by beating Swagger. Now, next match, a Divas match. It was Natalya taking on Layla. Of course, Layla now will face off against Caitlyn. I'm guessing they're the champions for the WWE Divas Championship. Vicky Guerrero was at ringside waiting to make some major announcement. I thought it was Dolph Ziggler, but it was about her and AJ. So anyway, Natalya and Layla fought the okay matchup. Natalya tried her best, but indeed Layla got the victory. It was an okay match. The crowd was dead on this one. Layla's not getting any reception at all as Divas Champion. Ever since she became Divas Champion, she's not getting a big pop. No one pops from her. Well, none of the Divas get a pop. Well, Kelly's the only Diva that gets a pop. But Layla gets like no reaction at all. Everyone says it like him. So we'll see if Layla finally loses the Divas Championship. But hopefully not to Caitlyn, somebody else. So like I said, Layla beats Natalya. Okay matchup. The Terrence might go to the sharpshooter, but the Layla countered with a pin. I think it was like wall up, 1, 2, 3. Layla wins. Typical Divas match was just okay. Now after that, Vicky being so impatient got to make a big announcement. Oh, I had something to say. Well, indeed, she was mad at the leadership of the current Raw GM, AJ. Of course, we saw what happened last week. Dolph Ziggler was put in a match against Chris Jericho, where Jericho's contract was on the line. Vicky was happy about that stipulation, but mad when AJ added the stipulation that if Jericho would have won, he would have gotten Ziggler's Money in the Bank contract. With Ziggler, even though, like, of course, we all know Ziggler won, tried cashing in twice last week on SmackDown, which would lead towards our third to last match of the evening, which I'll get to when we get to it. So Vicky wants the board of directors to say that she should be GM, not AJ, a mentally disabled child, as Vicky would say about her. Well, AJ doesn't like people calling her crazy or deranged or disabled. Of course, we saw what happened last week when David Otunga blurted up the word crazy. AJ put him in a match against the Big Show. Well, when Vicky Guerrero called AJ crazy, AJ went to the ring, slapped the taste out of Vicky Guerrero's mouth, and got into a little cat fight with her. So there you go. Don't mess with AJ, or you will feel the wrath of the general manager of Raw. Like Vicky did, she really felt it by getting slapped by AJ. That segment was better than the Divas match. It was short but sweet, with AJ getting the best of Vicky Guerrero. We'll see what happens after that. See if they start a little feud. We'll see what happens anyway. Now, throughout the evening, we saw anger management segments involving Daniel Bryan, who was sentenced to anger management. I forgot to mention it on my top 5 questions for Raw tonight. He was forced to go to these anger management classes by AJ. Eventually, Kane would later join the party. Throughout the segments, airing throughout the evening, Daniel Bryan and Kane were both wrestled, or at least making an appearance throughout the evening. And apparently, these first couple anger management classes aren't taking effect yet. We'll see what happens with Daniel and Kane throughout the evening, in the therapy session and in the ring. Now on to our next match, which was John Cena against the current Intercontinental Champion, The Miz. Cena, until later on in the evening, wasn't going to face Punk for the title after not calling Punk the best in the world, but we would see later on before the main event. It was a typical Super Cena match. Punk, Super Cena match. Miz beat the crap out of Cena most of the match, but indeed, dun 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 dun, here comes Super Cena with the Fire Knuckle Shuffle, the 5 moves of doom, ending with the FU 1, 2, 3. Cena wins an okay matchup against Miz. Like I said, typical Super Cena match. Cena gets beat up for 10 minutes, and then of course comes back like the superhero that he is, getting the victory over the Miz. Non-title, of course, because Cena being the IC champion is beneath him. So there you go. Cena wins against Miz. Let's move on to our next match, which was a singles match. As the One Lion Man, Heath Slater took on Santino Marella. I did agree with the crowd on everything on just this match. I didn't agree with the crowd on everything because they were kind of weak throughout the evening. But I did agree on this match being a little boring. It was kind of slow going. The first couple minutes was kind of like they were doing poses and stuff in the first 60 seconds. Like Heath Slater was doing a pose and Santino was copying him. But that match really got rolling when Santino was on his little 3 moves to do with the little hip tosses and of course the soldier drop. And he was trying to put on a Cobra, but the Cobra got smitten yet again. Of course, the Cobra got distracted when Alexander came to the ring. Well, as we saw from the Royal Rumble, the Cobra has a mind of its own. Of course, Alexander was the reason why Santino lost the U.S. Championship to Alexander's boy toy, Antonio Cesaro. But even if Alexander was in the ring, the Cobra still struck on Heath Slater. 1, 2, 3. Santino gets the victory despite the Cobra getting distracted by Alexander. So the kind of boring to begin with, ended okay with Santino getting the victory despite a distraction. Now on to the next match, which was a tag team match involving Brodus Clay teaming up with Sin Cara against Cody Rhodes and Damien Sandow. I missed a little bit of this match, but I did see the ending with, of course, Cody Rhodes getting squashed by Borders Clay with the Funk Splash, getting Funkasaurus Rex, Borders Clay, and Sin Cara the victory. Because I bet you Sin Cara and Cody will have a one-on-one match eventually. The Borders and Damien continue their feud after attempting to end it last week, but it ain't over yet. So there you go. Borders Clay, Sin Cara wins. But when I saw OK tag match, let's move on. With our next segment, actually our next match. I mentioned, of course, Daniel Bryan and Kane were in Angle Management. We would see the first results from that session as Daniel Bryan took on R-Truth with Kofi, of course, at ringside. Now, Daniel Bryan did not settle his ankle problems yet as he got counted out of the match. So, of course, Daniel Bryan still a little angry about everything ever since getting dumped on by AJ. Of course, still getting called Goldface because he saw a guy at Angle Management with a gold mask on. So, Daniel Bryan's looking at his issues to deal with. We'd see what happened with Kane settling his issues later on in the evening. Now, after that, we had our next segment involving Triple H, set to announce his future. From the looks of it, Triple H is probably hinting he's retiring. Thank God, I'm sorry. I like Triple H and all, but I think everyone probably agrees with me here that Triple H should retire. Just go to his office. He doesn't need to go around stealing the spotlight from people like he's been doing lately. You know, give everybody else a shot, man. You're too old. You've had your one. You've been a great champion, a great character, decent heel, decent face, but you need to just step aside. Let the John Cena's and CM Punk's and the Zack Ryder's who was on tonight, which I'll get to shortly, take the spotlight, take the reins. Pass the torch, Triple H, basically. Pass the torch. But we'll see what happens with Triple H if he's really retired or not. But from the look of it, he's saying goodbye. That's what he said. He tried to say, oh, I want to be the Triple H. I want to be the King of Kings, not the nostalgia guy. Not the guy who just comes in for a paycheck, what he was putting himself into this crossroad after what happened at SummerSlam. So indeed, Triple H says, I don't know, but he's hitting from the tone of voice and his speech at the end, he's hitting towards retirement, which would be a good thing. Because like I said, he needs to go. Step aside. Just work in the office. Be an agent. Be the COO. Don't be wrestling. But he has had a decent one. But it needs to end. It's been done. I think it's been done 4 years ago. So there you go. Now on to the last match, which was another tag match. As Randy Orton teamed up with the World Heavyweight Champion Sheamus against the recent rivals, Dolph Ziggler and Alberto Del Rio. Of course, Dolph tried cashing in Money to Make twice last week, but Randy Orton distracted. That's why we had a tag match. It was a decent tag match. Of course, Orton got the victory for the team. Now it was Sheamus who got the victory despite an attempted distraction from Ricardo Rodriguez. Sheamus got the blow kick on Dolph Ziggler for the victory in this OK tag match between Sheamus and Orton against, like I said, Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler will face Orton this Friday on SmackDown to end their feud. And of course, Sheamus and Alberto will probably face off for the world title again at Night of Champions. Speed of title matches made for Night of Champions, I'll get to the WWE title match announcement in a few moments. As our co-main event had Kane walk into the ring to watch Woo Woo Woo, Zack Ryder, Kane's tag team partner from last week that he chokeslammed, taking on David Otunga. Easy win for Zack Ryder. Otunga tried to offense it, but indeed Ryder got the Rough Ryder and the victory. This OK short match. Great to see Ryder on Raw again and get a win. But his victory was almost tainted as Kane was about to chokeslam Ryder. But let go Ryder and chokeslam Otunga instead of Ryder. And it's Kane trying to figure out his angle issues. Well, Daniel Bryan still got the angle thing. But in my opinion, this whole angle management thing is fucking stupid. This whole storyline with Daniel Bryan and his angle management thing, it's fucking stupid to be personally honest with you. It's kind of a stupid thing they're putting into this whole angle management thing. Is fucking bullshit, stupid. Probably see another stupid angle management segment next week. And it was also that in the ring next week as well. So now on to our main event, which is of course Raw Active, as CM Punk took on Jerry the King Lawler. And the fans chose a steel cage match over no DQ in the tables match. Now, before Punk would face Lawler, AJ announced that Punk will defend the WWE Championship at Night of Champions, like it or not, against John Cena. AJ's choice, not Punk's. So Punk against Cena Night of Champions on to our main event. Punk against Jared Lawler. The match had a very slow start. It was just basically punching and kicking for most of the match. Punk was taking control for most of the match. But best part of the match was when Punk got whammed against the cage by Jared Lawler. It bled a little bit. I hate TVPG. Because every time someone bleeds, the referee has to put gloves on. That's what we saw with Charles Robinson. And Punk got a nasty cut on his head after getting whammed against the cage by Jared Lawler. Like I said, the best moment of the match. To see blood again on WWE TVPG. That's like seeing Fred Durst flipping their finger, flipping the bud. Good to see it on TVPG. Love to see people sticking TVPG up WWE's ass. I love it. Anyway. But J-Lo was trying to pull a comeback. But Punk, of course, got the victory with the Anaconda Vice on Jared Lawler. Showing him his type of respect. Of course, Punk feels disrespected these days, like in the spotlight. But Punk, like I mentioned in the beginning, Punk's been hitting a heel and been transforming into a heel. The full transformation, like I said, completed tonight. As after he beat up Lawler, he locked the cage door and attacked Lawler more, putting him in the Anaconda Vice and beating him more until John Cena attempted to come to the rescue. Of course, Cena couldn't get in unless they raised the cage. So indeed, they raised the cage up and Punk escaped after beating up Lawler and avoiding Cena at all costs. Cena said he stepped over the line. Well, indeed, Cena's right. As of course, Punk's storyline is taking him over the edge. As Punk's finally kind of snapped and turned full-on heel. He's been teasing it for weeks. And now, of course, the full transformation from good guy to heel is not completed. Of course, the fans were treating him like crap. Of course, booing him. Is it because he's here or is it because he's from Chicago? Because, like I said, this wasn't Milwaukee after all. Anyway, Punk escapes. Lawler gets his butt whipped. Cena gets Punk at Night of Champions. That's how we end Raw this evening. It was, like I said, mixed bag again for a 3-hour Raw. They still gotta get a hang of it. You know, WWE's not. I'll bet you $10 this 3-hour show won't last until the end of the year. I bet you 2 hours by January. Be 2 hours again soon. Because this 3-hour thing's not working. You know, it's okay, but it's like they could do the best. They could have done better with the 3 hours, but it's kind of a disaster. I know people, when it was 3 hours, people were thinking it was going to be a disaster, and unfortunately, it has been thus far. For Raw, it's been kind of a mixed bag every week, full of stupid segments and silly matches. Okay matches, but nothing special lately. So there you go. There's it for my Raw review. See you later. Goodbye. You better attack by the review from Zach. Have a good night. See you later. Yeah.